Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. There are a lot of exciting events happening around the city this summer, and the Wisconsin State Fair is one that many look forward to each and every year. We're on location at the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds as we prepare for the 164th Wisconsin State Fair presented by U.S. Cellular. My first guest has all the details you need as you make plans to bring the entire family here to the Wisconsin State Fair happening August 6th through the 16th. Kathleen O'Leary is the Marketing and Communications Director, and she's going to fill us in on the 11th greatest days of summer. Hi, Kathleen.
Hi.
It's always a pleasure to see you.
Likewise.
Fun in the sun. It's that time of year. And the Wisconsin State Fair, needless to say, has a rich history dating all the way back to 1851. Let's start off talking about the importance of the State Fair.
You know what, we are steeped in tradition. 164 years, 123 here in West Allis. And everything about the fair industry is something that's incredible in the sense that when it comes to agriculture, we're the agricultural showcase. When it comes to participation, this is what the fair is all about. Participation in the crafts and the culinary and the quilting, and everybody's vying for that pride and that blue ribbon ultimately. But it's bringing families together. It's really the greatest place that you can come to, whether you want to come with your children, whether you want to come with your friends, whether you want to come as a whole family unit, and everybody walks away. They walk through the gates, and at the end of the day, everybody gets something from the Wisconsin State Fair.
Yeah, and regardless of who you come here with, you're definitely making some memories.
You're making memories that transcend generations, quite frankly.
That's what it's all about. And speaking of memories, many people may not know that in 1859, Abraham Lincoln was invited to give the annual oration at the fair, where he spoke on the principles of free labor and the interconnectedness of farmers, merchants, and other businesses. There have been a lot of historic figures who have played a part in the Wisconsin State Fair's history.
Absolutely. We've had dignitaries from really all around the world. We had the governors here on the year that we hosted the governors conference, so we had multiple governors from all around. That just kind of just touches it lightly. For the Lincoln Memorial, it is right there in the Central Park, so on the south end of Central Park. You should, if you're going to come to the Wisconsin State Fair, take a good look at that. It is a piece of history.
Yeah, and understand why it's there. So that's part of why we do this show. Last year, you guys had record attendance here at the fair. 1,030,811 people attended, and I'm sure you're looking forward to record crowds again this year.
You know what, we absolutely are. And there's no question that out of the 11 days, we're weather dependent. I mean, weather has been on our side. It's our second year, 2013 and 2014, we both broke the million-person mark. Ultimately, is that a great thing for us? There's no question. We love to have that million mark of attendance in the record books. However, it's about the quality of the experience, and that's really what we pride ourselves on. It's what we work tirelessly for. It's what we work year-round for, is to make sure that these 11 days provide that great experience to every single person that walks through those gates.
Yeah, and it's amazing when you really take a look at the website or pick up one of the pamphlets. You gotta imagine how much hard work goes into putting all of that into 11 days. So all of you here are to be commended, that's for sure. So let's talk about the many ways that people are able to save money when they come to the fair, starting off with your Wells Fargo $2 Benefiting Hunger Task Force.
That is our promotion that we've been doing now for over a decade. So we will open our gates on August 6th. If you bring in 2 non-perishable food items or a monetary donation of $2 or more, you get into the Wisconsin State Fair from the time that we open our gates at 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. for $2. Okay. And again, this is one of our more aggressive promotions, but it's also the reason that we do this is certainly it benefits Hunger Task Force, who's a great partner to us. But it gives people that opportunity. Now, is this the only time that they could come, and this gives them the experience that they can actually have at the Wisconsin State Fair, or is this the opportunity that they get to come another time, and then perhaps another time? So that is definitely one of our greatest promotions. We open with that. We'll close with our military promotion on August 16th. That promotion speaks to every single veteran, every single military personnel that has served our country, for us to say thank you. We dedicate that entire day to the Wisconsin State Fair. If you show your military ID, not only does the military personnel or the veteran get in, but up to 3 family members. So 4 people will be able to get into the Wisconsin State Fair for free on closing day. Wow. In between there, we have Cole's Family Value Day. That's on Monday of the Wisconsin State Fair. You get the adults get to get in for $5. Youth 11 and under are free. That goes from 8 o'clock in the morning when we open our gates until 6 o'clock. We have a 2 for $12 courtesy of US Cellular. We profess that we want to be the most affordable event, fair, festival, however you want to look at it, but the entertainment venue in the state of Wisconsin, and we will go to great lengths to make sure that we are that and that we follow through.
And one day that I do want to mention, because I think it's very unique, Celebrate Wisconsin Day. Is that where people are invited to come from out of town to hang out at the Wisconsin State Fair?
It really is. We do all these different promotions for all of our Wisconsinites and all of the people in the great state of Wisconsin, but we want to have bragging rights. We want to say, come up, spend your money here. Let us show you what we are so proud of in Wisconsin. So if you show your outstate ID, any state, I mean, we obviously do a lot of promoting in Illinois, but outstate IDs, you get in two for $12 on that first Friday, which is Friday, August 7th.
Sounds good to me. And you've got the State Fair hours that are important. So for people who do want to plan the day, how does that work starting Sunday?
When we open our gates on Thursday, August 6th, we are an early gate. We open every single day of the 11 days of the Wisconsin State Fair at 8 a.m.
Okay.
Highly recommend come early. Between construction, between parking, get here early. There isn't another event that opens at 8 o'clock in the morning necessarily. So come early, kind of guide your way through, maybe start in the agriculture, maybe start, in your shopping experience and then head down to Spin City. But on weekdays, we are open from 8 o'clock until 11 o'clock p.m. And then on Fridays and Saturdays, we are open until midnight.
Okay.
So long days, a lot of great hours to have a wonderful time at the Wisconsin State Fair.
Yes, indeed. There's plenty of technology, too, for people who want to try to keep up with everything that's going on. So, of course, there's social media, and then you've got this awesome phone app. Tell us about that.
Just download the Wisconsin State Fair app, Android or iPhone. So just go in and download that. It's really the greatest way. I mean, there's a lot of things that are subject to change. There's a lot of things that, if you want to, you can use that. Whether it's a website at WI State Fair or the app, I really highly recommend it. If you know what day you're coming, go into it. It'll tell you every single thing that's happening on that particular day. If you want to know discounts, it'll just take you right to the discounts.
That's awesome.
Use it as your resource.
Yes, and have it right there in your pocket. So a key word that everyone loves to hear is free. So you've got a lot of free family friendly entertainment here at the Wisconsin State Fair, and of course we can't go through all of it, but give us an idea of what we can look forward to.
You know what, we have 30, in addition to our main stage that's presented by Potawatomi, we have 30 free stages. Stages, and I say free stages, it's not just music and entertainment, it's entertainment of all different kinds, from the Wilderness Family Stage. We have sea lions that will be with us this year. So on the south end of Grandstand, those great little sea lions that are so playful. There's 3 shows a day. They are wonderful. And then when they're not in shows, all the trainers are there to talk about their habitat. So that's another one. Cole's Activity Zone, which is at the far end of South Grandstand. There's all different types of family activities that the kids can do from the Discovery Zone, and they can make photos. There's just a number of things that you can spend. I mean, you can spend hours over there as well. So between the 30 free stages, we have free entertainment that stroll around the park. You are entertained every 10 feet that you walk when you're at the Wisconsin State Fair.
There's no doubt about that, and I just remember there's always a parade that comes through every 15 minutes? It felt like it.
Some days. Actually, it's our daily parade. It starts off at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
It works its way all the way around the fair park and back to the Military Day, which is August 16th. On that day, it starts at 2 and it's dedicated to our military and our veterans.
That is awesome. But I love it because really it's like it brings the excitement to everything that's going on here. So it just adds to everything, and that's just the best way to put it. So I just happened to look over, and there we have the sky glider, and then right over your shoulder there's the big giant slide. So you can't really glance at those things and not think about the Midway. So you've got a lot of exciting rides for the entire family in the Midway, and a little birdie tells me you've got at least 8 new rides.
We do. We have 8 new rides. So overall, there's 54 rides altogether.
Wow.
We have a section that's really dedicated to the smaller children, and then on the other side are our larger rides. We refer to our Midway as Spin City, and Spin City is it's an independent Midway, and the only reason that I really want to kind of tout that is that we're unlike a lot of other state fairs and a lot of other, certainly county fairs. We handpick the best rides from the operators from all around the country, and actually internationally we have a few rides coming in.
Wow.
So the rides that are at the Wisconsin State Fair are some of the best rides that anyone will ever find. We work very hard. We have a team that is our staff. We're very proud of our Spin City amusement ride and game area.
As you should be, and I should mention that Spin City, you have a $20 Spin City 40 ticket sheets. So when you talk about trying to save money and do what's economical, that's a way to go.
It really is the way to go, and the tickets are good for rides and games.
Okay.
We certainly have a wristband, and the wristband is good on the rides until 9 p.m., but it's only good for the rides. So barring what you're really looking to do, the ticket sheets are a better deal.
All right, now let's move our way right into the music.
Okay.
Because you always, each and every year, bring huge names to the Wisconsin State Fair, and this year is no different. So starting off with a classic rock band that many people will be familiar with, Boston is coming to town. Boston's coming to Wisconsin on August 6th, and then you've got singer and dancer Jason Derulo on August 7th. Country fans will be excited to know about Lee Brice and Chris Young on the main stage August 8th, and a man who has actually sold over 100 million records worldwide, Mr. Kenny Rogers. He's going to be coming. Is that
He closes our fair on
That's-
August 16th.
You got to know when to hold him, know when to fold him.
Exactly. I'll spare you my singing, but
You see, I talked my way through that one, but I think it's exciting.
it's exciting, and it just gives you a bit of a sense of the wide variety of genre, the wide variety of musical entertainment. Again, when you speak to the Wisconsin State Fair, you're talking to all different levels of age groups, of demographics, so we really pride ourselves on really making it be a plethora of entertainment choices, especially on our main stage. And then just to kind of take it one step further, because you do think of musical acts, but in addition to all of the other history that we make and all of the tradition here at the Wisconsin State Fair, on Tuesday night, August 11th, hopefully history will be made successfully by Nick Wallenda of the Wallenda family, of the Flying Wallendas. He will attempt his longest walk ever. It is 1,560 feet, which equates to about 4.5 football fields. The stamina that man has to have, he will be on a wire that is no larger than a nickel. He will be untethered, and he will be balancing a 40-pound pole.
Unbelievable.
He will be talking to the audience. He will be 120 feet in the air, so he will be as high as the grandstand. However, if you are at the Wisconsin State Fair, you do need to get a ticket to go in, because you will not be able to see him when you're on the fairgrounds.
Okay.
But you'll be seeing history. It is his longest walk ever.
And if he's successful, that is definitely going to make national headlines, so fingers are crossed.
Absolutely.
I mean, I remember you guys announcing that he was going to be coming, and all I could think was, all the way across the Milwaukee Mile? Are you kidding me? It's going to be phenomenal.
It's going to be phenomenal, and that typically you don't want to usually sit at the nosebleeds, if you will, but of the grandstand,
This time
is how
you do.
will, because you will be like right up and close with them.
Absolutely. There's also the Bank Mutual Amphitheater, where a lot of exciting things are going on as well. So before we run out of time, we've got the traditional Kids from Wisconsin showcase August 9th. Gwen Sebastian from The Voice. A lot of people will be familiar with her on August 12th. And Hip Hop Pioneers, this is my favorite. I have something favorite every year, right? Salt and Pepper, they're coming on August 15th. And I mean, I don't need to say much more. It's really a whole long list of exciting things that caters to a little bit of everybody.
Caters to a little bit of everyone, and that is on our Bank Mutual Amphitheater, which is free. Free with the price of admission.
Love that. So before things, get down to the last second, we got to talk about food. There's no way to discuss the Wisconsin State Fair without focusing on that. So August 11th is Crazy Grazing Day. So can you kind of give the viewers at home an idea of how that works?
I absolutely can. Crazy Grazing Day is when we utilize a number of vendors, take their signature foods, whatever they may be, and they just make them in smaller portions for a smaller price.
Aha.
So it's really the way that you can go crazy grazing all the way through the Wisconsin State Fair. And we've been doing this now for over a decade, and people really understand. So the real foodies out there know that this is the greatest day to come and really get yourself to be able to eat your way through.
Eat your way through. And everything you can imagine is on a stick here at the fair. And just when I thought it wasn't possible, you've come up with over 100 new food items. So if I can mention just a few of them, and people at home will either scratch their heads like, who came up with that? Or they'll say, I can't wait. Grilled alligator legs, bacon bottom porker pizza, donut grilled cheese, hot mess brownie, lasagna sticks, and root beer float popcorn cookie. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
It's the tip of the iceberg, and I do want to elaborate on our Sporky's food competition because you touched on a number of those. So for the real foodies out there as well, on August 12th you can come and we will be having celebrity judges judging. We had over 32 entries from our operators and our vendors. We narrowed it down to 8, so there are 8 finalists that will be competing for the Sporky Award, and we want to have fairgoers participate. So go onto the website, you can figure out how to be a fairgoer fan, and we will actually be picking someone to be a part of that. So
I love it. And you've got the most popular food item on the fairgrounds right there at hand. The famous, world famous Wisconsin State Fair cream puff.
Yes.
And there are like, what, 350,000 of these consumed each year?
Actually, over 400,000.
Over 400,000.
Over 400,000 last year. It was a
Wow.
record. And it is amazing. That equates to about 52 per minute for every hour that we are open for the 11 days. And we try to maximize production. We try to get these out to everybody so that they can get them for the 11 days that they're available. You can get them in 6-packs, you can get them in 3-packs, you can get them at the original Dairy Bakery, you can get them at the walk-up window, you can get them at 2 different remotes, or you can call 414-266-7111 and you can pre-order your cream puffs, pick them up in the north lot between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. every day of the Wisconsin State Fair, and be the hero at work, church, playground group, whatever it might be.
Right.
But it's really a great way, and they're only available for 11 days.
There you have it. And that cream puff hotline, 414-266-7111. Thank you so much, Kathleen. It's always fun talking to you, and I need you to stick around because there's more to talk about for sure. Kathleen's going to stay right there and tell us more of what we have to look forward to at this year's Wisconsin State Fair. And during this commercial, you better believe I'm going to be having a cream puff. We'll also focus on the competitive side of the fair and how agriculture plays a huge role in everything that happens here at the fair. That is going to do it for this segment of the show. We're going to take a quick break and come right back talking to Brian Boland right after this.